name's Neil Balthaser, and I'm your host at Ultra Mobility, the channel all about Class B camper vans. If you're interested in Class B camper vans or are looking to buy, this is the channel for you. If you haven't done so already, I ask you to please consider subscribing. It's super easy. Just click the subscribe button and it'll help me continue to make great videos. Hello everyone, welcome to Ultra Mobility Live, where I take your questions about camper vans and answer them live. So, how is everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm just here parked. I'm in California. It's a beautiful day outside. I just had the van parked here on the streets so I could have a good internet connection. I want you all to bear with me. It's been a little bit since I've done a, a live show, but hopefully everything goes off smoothly. I want to remind everyone, so what we're doing is answering questions today specifically about the Fleetwood IROC, 2019 Fleetwood IROC. And so I'm happy to field other questions today as well, but I'm hoping that we keep things focused to the IROC. So any questions that you have, I'm happy to answer them. We got a lot of people checking in right now, so I want to say hello to everyone. I don't even know, what camera am I on? I'm on that camera up there. Hello. Can everyone hear me okay, first of all? I hope you guys can hear me. Can you let me know in the chat if everything's coming through okay? Can you see me okay? I hope so. We've got Tom Christian. Hello. Thomas Kelly. We got a whole list of people checking in here. Hello, everyone from all over the place. Atlanta, Chicago, Memphis. Hello, Sharon from the east coast of Canada. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's see if we can do this. I'm going to bring up the chat screen. Hopefully you guys can see the chat as it's happening. There we go. Right over, where is it? It's over here. That's right there. So those of you on a mobile device, you will see that. Now hold on a second. I am not seeing. Here we go. I want to make sure that I'm seeing all your chat questions. Good. All right. So for those of you who have not seen the Fleetwood IROC, what I'd like to do is I'd like you to just take a look really fast. We're going to take a look just really fast at the promo video. Shut that. So I don't know if you can hear. This is the IROC by Fleetwood. So there we have it. That's just to give you guys a quick overview of the ARC. So we have some questions coming in, so I'm going to just start taking questions, and I'll keep the chat up so that you guys can see the chat happening as well. So one of the first questions is there a dual burner induction cooktop available on the IROC? So no, there is not a dual burner. It's only one burner available on the. Most times on these camper vans, you only get one burner induction cooktop. I think they take up a little bit of space, and so I think that they only put one burner in. I think you guys have to check it out yourselves to see if one burner will do for you or not. I have a two burner right here. Ta-da! I have a two burner propane. I never use the second burner on it, but that's just me. Maybe if I were cooking for a lot of people or something like that, I would use the second burner, but I only use one burner. So you guys would need to check that out. You know, you can always buy a second little induction cooktop that you can keep, you know, in the cabinets under the sink or something like that if you need that. I think it's great that they come with an induction cooktop standard. I think that's fantastic. Hello everyone, welcome. In case you're new here, I'm Neil Balthaser. I'm your host here at Ultra Mobility, and today this is a live stream where we're talking about the Fleetwood IROC. All week we have been covering the IROC, so we did a mini review, then we did a full review, and then we did a 360. We could go inside. I don't know how many of you had a chance to go look at the 360. I love doing those. I think they're really unique. But today is all about answering questions, and then that'll be it for the IROC. We're moving on to the Simplicity, I believe, this next week, because you all voted. Lots of you guys wanted me to do the Simplicity SRT, so that's coming up next. All right, let's see what other questions we have here. Lin. Good to see you, Lin. Lin's interested in the cab driver's seat. Yeah, so let's see if I can do this. This is all new to me, folks. I'm doing this all real time. What I'm going to do is see if I can bring up one of the photos that I have of me sitting in the driver's seat. 1 second here. We'll let that. I'll come back to that as soon as the 360 degree viewer loads up on my machine, so I can show that to you. Let's see. Talked about the induction cooktop. What other things? People are saying it's a sharp interior, cool rims, sleek exterior. Yeah, they upgraded the wheels on it to the matte black, and it looks really sharp with the granite exterior. I think it looks really nice. I mean, that's an aesthetic thing, so everyone's going to either like it or not like it. So Philip Robbins is asking, with regards to build quality, did you get a call back about Staplegate? So for those of you who don't know, there was a question asked in the comments section for the video about quality, and I had mentioned in the comment, that, you know, when I go inside of these RVs, I mean, I pull apart panels and I pull drawers out and I go up inside with a flashlight and I look up inside things, because, and you guys need to do that too, that's the only way you can really tell how these things are built, because a lot of times, you know, glossy cabinet surfaces and hand brushed rubbed burl wood, and all that's great, ultra leather, but these manufacturers know that many of us will go in and will be taken in by all of that, and behind the scenes the quality may not continue. So anyways, I do this on every rig that I go into, and I did see what looked like staples. Now it didn't look like what I normally see. Like when I normally go in and I see staples, they're the really big kind of 1 inch long staples, and I can clearly see that there's stick framing, and they're stapling the stick framing together to put a frame together, maybe for a cabinet. And that's not what I saw here. I didn't see those big staples. I saw a bunch of little ones, maybe along the bottom of something, of like a piece of wood. Now, it could be that on the other side of that wood, it's wrapped with something like some type of insulation or something like that, and they're stapling it. But I didn't see any material that was stapled to it. So anyways, I wrote to the product manager. I do want to say to you guys, Fleetwood was very, very good. Jason Sullivan, who's the product manager for all of Midwest Automotive. Midwest Automotive makes the Fleetwood for Fleetwood. And he was very good about answering all of my questions. I sent him a whole huge email of all types of questions. He got right back to me, got on the phone, and answered a bunch of questions. When I wrote back to him to get clarification on the staples, he said he was going to go onto the floor, the factory floor, and check it out, but I never heard back from him. Now, it could be that he just got busy. These coach builders are busy building coaches, but I never got an answer back from him. So anyways, I don't know. But I did see staples, so I got it. I didn't report it in the video, by the way, because it didn't look like the normal stick framing staples, and so I didn't think it would be fair for me to report that they use stick framing and staples because it didn't look that way. So I just didn't report the staples in the video at all. All right, so that's that. Let's see, we have Andrew Silver. Wish they would put in some fold-out work tables in the front cab seats like on the Plateau from Pleasureway so you can use it as a work area. Yeah, I was surprised to see as well that they did not put any type of table up front in the cab area. The cab seats do swivel around, although on the driver's side, because you have that bathroom wall right there, there's really not a lot of space for your legs or anything like that. But still, the cab seats do swivel around, and a lot of manufacturers put that pedestal table there or a Lagun table up there so that you have a little lounge in the front, but they opted not to do that. You have the table in the back with the cup holders. It's a good sized table. I mean, 4 people are going to be able to use that table in the back. Let's see if we have, thank you very much, No Left Turns. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Let's take a look just really fast while I'm talking so you guys can see. So these are just showing some interior shots of it. So yeah, back there you can see that's the lounge. That's where the table would go. But they don't have one up front, unfortunately. Nalrone, I hope I pronounced your Nilrone. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name right. Says, I think you get a lot in this coach for basic for $89,000. I tend to agree with you. Yeah, it's a lot of coach that you get for $89,000. All right, what's the max tow capacity and the CCC? I have the CCC. Let me bring up here. Sorry, and I'm going to get back to Lynn's question in a second. I'm bringing up the spec sheet. So for those of you just joining, we're talking about the Fleetwood IROC by Fleetwood, which we've been reviewing all week this week. And I'm answering all of your questions. So someone just asked about the tow capacity. I have to calculate the tow capacity. I'll do that and try to get back to you. Basically, just take the GCWR, which is the gross combined weight rating, and subtract off the gross vehicle weight rating, and that will give you the actual tow capacity of what the chassis can handle. So I don't have those numbers in front of me. You did ask about the cargo and carrying capacity, and that is 1,440 pounds on the IROC. So 1,440, it's respectable, you know. Let me bring up this 360 of the driving seating position because we had a question about that. One second. I'm sorry, I'm looking for it here. I'm not always well prepared. Here we go. All right. Sorry about that. Bear with me, everybody. I will get better at this. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. This is new for me as well, so let me know if you guys can see my screen. Let me check in on you guys. Can you guys see my screen? Are you guys seeing it? Let me know in the comment section if you are. Well, I hope you are. Yes, I think you are. All right, so Lynn, here I am. Isn't this great? I love 360. All right, this is the dealership. This is LaMesa. Any of you guys live in Northern California, look at this beautiful dealership, LaMesa. It's all indoors, everything. And all these Class Bs. It's great. So here I am, seated in the driver's seat of the IROC. And you can see, I mean, and this is typical on the ProMaster chassis, but my seat is all the way back, and this is the wall right here where my cursor is. That's the wall to the bathroom. I cannot lean the chair the driver's seat any further back, and I cannot move it any further back. So that's it. There is a telescoping steering wheel, and it doesn't tilt though. You can see, I mean, I'm 5'10", so if you're taller, I think you're going to be a little challenged in this RV. If you're over 6 foot, maybe not. I mean, I'd like to hear from some of you if you've gone to look at the IROK or any of these ProMasters and you're taller than 6 feet. How did that work out for you? But yeah, so there I am. All right. Let's head back here. So let's answer some other questions. We got a lot of questions here. My goodness, so many questions. Does it have, so Jack's asking, does it have room for luggage and possessions? Yes. Underneath the sofa is all clear because they don't have any lithium batteries back there. I have to check on that. I don't know where they put the lithium batteries. If it's when you upgrade to the Li3 system by Xantrex, which has 600 amp hours, I'd have to check where that battery compartment is. I'm not sure, but in the standard model, there's a lot of space underneath the sofa in the back. You could get a couple suitcases back there. Of course, you've got all of the cabinet space above you as well. That's not always the case, by the way, people. You need to really look in the back underneath the sofa. Like in the case of my Ascent here, I have my lithium batteries back there. They have to be inside the coach to keep them warm. And that takes up a good amount of the space underneath of my sofa that I access from the back doors. And so that is a difficulty for me in this particular van. If I need to pick someone up for the airport or we're taking the van to the airport, the luggage ends up staying here in the aisleway because there's just not enough space in the back. I might be able to get my daughter's, she's 9 years old, she's got a little small suitcase. I can kind of get that back there and a couple soft kind of valet suitcases and stuff back there, but that's it. All right, moving on. Thomas Kelly says he likes the 360-degree videos. I'm glad you do because I like them too. I think they're great and they're unique and they take you right inside of the van, and I really like that. What's the size of the propane tank again? So the size, let me look it up for you. The size of the propane on this is 15.1 gallons. So pretty good size. All right, moving on. Lin asked, when lying on the Twins, how was the soft firmness comfortable? Was it comfortable on your back? It was okay. They do use memory foam, but it doesn't. It's you really got to check these things out when you go into each RV. I've been in so many of them, and it varies greatly, the comfort of the beds in the RV. If I were to buy the IROK, I'd have to buy a mattress topper because it didn't feel, it felt a little stiff to me. My Pleasureway uses, well, you can't see it here, but they use really thick memory foam on the ottomans and on the couch, and I don't have to use a mattress topper on my Pleasureway. I've owned a 2014 Roadtrek CS Adventurous, and I had to use a mattress topper on that because at that time their memory foam was thin and they didn't use any memory foam on the ottomans, so there was an uneven feeling. So I think you'd need to, what I like about the IROK though, the one that I reviewed, the 22D, no, that's the CrossFit. Getting confused because I'm working on the CrossFit video right now. But it has the two twins in the back, and because they're single beds, they're not converted from the sofa. There's no seams or anything like that on either one of them. So that part I liked. That was great. But as far as the feel of the mattress itself, it was a little stiff for my liking. So Dreamy on Melrose says it looks exactly like the Midwest Automotive. Did Midwest manufacture this coach? Yes, as a matter of fact, they did. Let's actually go back here and look. I did a review. Let's just, where is it at here? Sorry. Here we go. So this is Midwest Automotive Designs. This is their site. And so this should look familiar, doesn't it? This is actually their passage. And look at that on the inside. Yeah, it's the same. So they use the hand-rubbed burl wood. If you go look in the back, you'll see it has the same diamond needle. See the seats? They're the same. And that's because both Fleetwood and Midwest Automotive are owned by REV Group. And so Midwest actually does all the manufacturing. So we're looking at a Midwest here. This is a Midwest passage. And you can see there's the same table. There's the seats. Looks exactly the same as the Fleetwood because they build the Fleetwood as well. So good question. All right, let's move on here. All right, the next question that we have is, Jim is asking, is there a lighter color for the cabinet doors? Unfortunately not. They offer two. They offer the kind of dark, kind of walnut color, burl wood, and then they offer a black stained one. So those are both in my review, I think in the mini review, so you should take a look at that. But no, they don't offer, unfortunately, a lighter color. The trend in the industry right now is to start offering lighter colors. And so you see, like on Pleasureway has the white interior, white mocha, and Roadtrek has come out with a white kind of interior as well. Leisure travel vans has always had nice light color, blonde colored wood on the insides as well, but they don't offer that on the Fleetwood. Is there a blind spot assist on the chassis? That's asked by Joe. Unfortunately not. This is a ProMaster, and right now, at least the 2018, as far as I know about the 2019, they don't have any safety features at all on it. They don't have lane keep assist, they don't have blind spot, they don't have collision detection. They do have things like stability control, they have crosswind assist and things like that. But yeah, you need to step up into the Mercedes Sprinter to get that. I did a video recently talking about the new 2019 Sprinter chassis, which has even more safety features than the chassis that I have, which is 2018 or 2017. They have a bunch of active safety features on the new Mercedes, but they don't yet have that on the ProMaster, and that's part of the reason why they keep the price down. The Ford Transit has, I believe, lane keep assist, so they have a little camera where the rear view mirror is mounted there looking forward, and so they have lane keep assist, but they don't have blind spot or lane keep. They have lane keep assist, but they don't have blind spot detection. Michael King asks, is the IROK ready for all season use? No. The IROK is not ready for all season use. It's not. Its lines are not all plumbed internally, which is one requirement that you need for it being all season. The second requirement is that your tanks, at least your freshwater tank, should be somewhere on the inside of the coach, and then ideally your black and gray water tanks should be heated, have heating pads on them, and that's kind of the minimum that you need. And then I'd say beyond that, each coach is different, but they need to really look at, even if the water lines are routed along the inside, they have to look at how close to the exterior walls and the floor and things like that those lines run, because in cold enough temperatures, it's metal, and those pipes will start to freeze. Even though the inside of the coach is heated, those pipes will start to freeze. And so sometimes they have to wrap them with heat strips so that even though they're inside the van, they stay unfrozen. So this is going to be a bigger topic that I'm going to talk about. What does it mean to be all season? And I've only talked to one coach manufacturer, because when I do these reviews, I call the coach manufacturer. I generally get on with the CEO or the product designer or the general manager, and I ask them a bunch of questions. And this is one of the questions I asked them, which is, how do they define for season? what temperatures do they define as the lowest point that they'll go down to? What type of testing do they do? And have they done testing? And did they pass or fail their own testing? And what have they learned from that? And I've only talked to one coach manufacturer that actually could answer all of my questions about four season. They could define what they meant by four season. They could define what the lowest temperatures were. They could tell me that they failed their own internal tests 3 times, what they learned from that, and what they're working on for new models. And I'll reveal that in an upcoming video, but only one coach manufacturer was able to answer that question for me. And it wasn't Pleasureway. It was someone else. So, all right. Thomas Kelly, if chat goes by too fast, it might be easier for you to tag it this way. Oh, that's true. I got to learn how to do all this. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. So Riyad Jali asked, does it come with an underhood generator? Let me make sure so I do a spec sheet. I should make these things available to you guys. I do a spec sheet for every single RV that I review, and I'm looking at it right now. And no. So this is interesting. Stock on the current model, 2018-2019, stock is a 2.5 kilowatt liquid propane generator. That comes stock. You can upgrade to the Eco Freedom by Xantrex. That's the 600 amp hour lithium upgrade for $22,000. You can upgrade to that, and as a part of that package, then you get an underhood generator, a beefy underhood generator. Now, something you guys need to note is, and this is why you watch my channel, because I dig this stuff out for you, is beginning in 2020 on the IROK, that generator is going to become a $7,500 option. So right now it's standard and you get it, but starting in 2020, that LP 2.5 kilowatt generator is going to become optional. So just mark that down. I'm interested in the IROK that in 2020, and you don't want to pay $22,000 to upgrade to the Eco Freedom. If you want a generator, which you will want, it's going to be a $7,500 option. Okay, let's continue on here. All right. Next question is, I'm glad you guys have like lots of questions, and this makes me happy. Sorry. Where did I'm looking for my chat window, it went away. Are we still live? I hope we're live. I don't see myself live here. One second, guys. For some reason, it's not showing that I'm live. I hope I am. Yes, we're live. Okay. Waiting for YouTube to load up my chat window so I can see what you guys are saying. All right. Here we are. Okay, lots and lots of questions. All right, I got my chat window back. Hello, Craig. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Craig Morgan. Good to see you here. Let's see. How do I... One second here. Donald Trump Jr., welcome to my channel, but I had to block you. All right, moving on. Is sleeping position parallel or perpendicular to the length of the coach? So this is from HD Lowrider. So HD Lowrider, the sleeping position is in the van that I reviewed. You have 2 sofas which face each other, and so you sleep lengthwise and not widthwise on the van. If you opt for the, I believe there's a second floor plan, then let me make sure that, yes, there is a second floor plan. So let me show that to you. You see all of my junky screen here. All right, so this is the one that I reviewed here. And so you can see here you sleep lengthwise. And then on this one, the second version, you have your sofa bed in the back, and you can sleep widthwise here, or you have two sets of twin beds, you can sleep lengthwise. It's really meant for you to sleep as two twin beds lengthwise here with the sofa, but keep in mind, if you get this configuration, you don't get the pass-through storage because of the bench back here. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, let's see. Lots of questions. No tilt. Are power stabilizers an option? HD lowrider. Yes, there is. Do you mean tilt steering wheel? There is no tilt steering wheel, and there are no power stabilizers as an option on this B. I am only aware of one Class B van that has stabilizer jacks, and that's the Airstream Interstate. I haven't. Other B plus vans have them, but I'm only aware of that one having stabilizer jacks. All right. Question is, so from Dreamy on Melrose, is so many builders use the ProMaster, why don't they use the Ford Transit chassis? As a mystery that you like Ford so much better. Oh, that's true. I'm going to be doing a review of the CrossFit by Coachman, and that is built on the Ford Transit chassis, and they are really one of the only, they're the last kind of manufacturer standing. Winnebago made the Paseo, but they're not, rumor has it they're not making it anymore. They're just clearing out their current inventory, so that there's really a lack of Transits on the market. I will tell you, this is unofficial, but I believe that Midwest might be working on a Ford Transit version. I can't confirm that officially, but they might be working on a Ford Transit, so watch out for that. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Gregory is asking, can you comment on the use of biodiesel in the Mercedes platform? My understanding is Mercedes limits the amount of biodiesel to 5%, which would preclude buying diesel in at least a few states. All right, so here's the skinny, so to speak, on Mercedes and biodiesels. It is true that Mercedes only really wants you to put no more than B5, which is 5% biodiesel, in the Sprinter. That's not to say that you can't put B20 in it. You can. Lots of people do. I have. It's not going to suddenly ruin the engine. All they say, though, is they don't want you constantly filling up with B20. That's what they say. And I don't think for most of you it's going to be a problem, unless you may be living in a state like Minnesota, which is mandated B20. But I don't think for most of you that's going to be a problem. So you can put B20 in it. It's just they don't want you to constantly be filling it up with B20. Sharon's asking, what price point do these start at, and are they available in Canada? So the one that I'm reviewing is around, what was the price? Let me see really fast. It was $98,000. But again, I think that you can get these for under $90,000 for sure. Now, if you want that lithium upgrade, that's the Li3 upgrade, then you're going to pay that extra $22,000 for it to get the 600 amp hours. But I mean, it's in the comparable range of it's a little bit lower than a Lexor by Pleasureway. a little bit more than the Simplicity and Zion series, about in the same range of a Hymer, Aktiv. All right, moving on. Do you think that all-wheel drive will become more common in the future? I don't know. I talk a lot to these manufacturers about four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, and I get all types of messages and comments back for them. I know that some manufacturers are working on all-wheel drive models. Of course, some, like Winnebago and Roadtrek, offer for many of their at least Sprinter models. They don't offer a 4x4 yet on any Promaster at all models. But the Sprinter models do offer a 4x4. Some manufacturers like Winnebago, Roadtrek are building on it. Some manufacturers like Pleasureway don't build on it. They just, A, don't think it's really needed, and B, they think it's a little bit unsafe because of the extra height. You already have these roof components that the center of gravity is moving up higher. So, of course, the Revel is probably the best commercial 4x4 that you can buy right now because it's specifically designed for off-roading. It's rugged. The tires and everything are a little bit more rugged, and they've tried to make sure the clearance on the bottom of it has a little bit more clearance for taking it off-road. And that's not always the case when you look at things like the SS Agile, for instance, by Roadtrek. You can get it in 4x4, but I wouldn't compare it to the Revel because it's basically their regular kind of touring coach on a 4x4 chassis. And I wouldn't discourage you away from it. I would just say you need to ask yourself the question of why are you looking at 4x4? Why is that important to you? For many people, they are outdoor adventure types, and so they really are going to take these things, off-road. And so having things like clearance, having a low center of gravity, getting under that air conditioner off the roof if you can, is important. And so I think there's a recognition in talking with some of these GMs and CEOs that that's a new emerging market. The Revel has kind of broken into that, and they want to kind of get in on the action. So you will start seeing more, I think, models available like the Revel that are specifically designed for the outdoor adventure type of activities that you would want a 4x4 for. Okay. Was it Winnebago that was claiming 4-season as a capability of their vans? Revel, that's from Bob. Yeah, they used to on their website, and they've suddenly removed every mention of 4-season from their websites. And I think that's probably a good idea that they did, because there's a lot more to making a coach 4-season than just putting the plumbing lines internally and moving the fresh water tank inside. You have to deal with things like if you have lithium, like how do your battery management system automatically, not charging them if the temperature falls below 0, because lithium doesn't like that. You can damage the cells. To other things that I had mentioned previously. So I think they're working on it, and I think we'll see with Winnebago, we'll continue to see them evolve and create better and better all-season coaches. But I don't think we're there yet with any coach yet that is 4-season, truly 4-season. I'm aware of one, as I mentioned, one manufacturer that is closer than anyone else. When I grilled them, they really understood what it meant to be 4-season, and they've been in their coaches over the years. They've been slowly changing the type of insulation that they use, slowly changing, upping the R factor inside to just try to keep the coach warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. This is the same coach builder that's actually done testing on their current models and have said they shared with me, like they failed 3 times their own tests, and they're working on a new model right now that finally passed. And this was down to negative, I think it was negative 30 degrees, that's really cold. So they passed their own internal test down to negative 30 degrees, and they explained to me everything that they're doing in order to pass that test. So I think we'll get there, and I applaud some of these coach manufacturers for really trying to get us there. It would be nice if we had them today, but we don't have them today yet. Let's see. Did the Powerball roll over again? Oh, I don't know what that means. Let's see. Lots of questions. All right. Looking through here. Wally Jordan, great vlog. Lots of questions. You're welcome. Thank you for watching, everybody. Let's see. We have Philip. Please talk more depth about the gasoline hydronic heater. I'm so glad they're finally using this. Yeah. So I don't know much. They use the S-Bar in the IROK that we're talking about today. They use the S-Bar gasoline coach heating system. So many coaches like mine use propane to heat the coach, and propane's great, but it means you got to have a propane tank, and some people don't like that. I had another coach, my CS Adventurous, which had the Aldi diesel heating system because the Sprinters are diesels right now, and so I loved that heating system. That was quiet and even heat. It had kind of radiant ducts in the bathroom and all along the floor and things like that. And so, you know, it would use a solution that it would heat up and then just, you know, radiant pass it through the floors. The floors were all heated. So it was really nice and really quiet, and it used the diesel tank off the chassis. The S-Bar system is very similar, except it uses the gasoline as a fuel source off the Promaster because it's a gas engine, so it uses gasoline. But it's a great, you know, you can go propaneless on this coach if you get the, you know, Xantrek Eco Freedom upgrade, lithium 600 amp hour lithium upgrade. Then you don't need propane at all. You get the induction cooktop, and you don't need propane at all. Okay, let's see as we go on here. Who is Cantos? I don't know who that is. Sorry, I gotta hide you. I might make, you know what, Philip, I'm making you a moderator. All right, Philip Robbins, you are now a moderator. If you can help me moderate the text comments, I would appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Let's see, moving on down, more questions here. Bob's asking, come on, Neil, stop teasing, or at least give us a hint on the Forest Season manufacturer. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm talking to their CEO, and he's embargoed me, so I can't. I will at some point. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to tease you guys. I'm just putting information out there so that you know that there are manufacturers. I will be revealing it later, but I can't right now. I'm really sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bob. I did mention Fahrenheit because I lived in Canada. I just recently moved back here to the States, and of course everything in Canada is metric, so everything was Celsius. And we have a lot of fellow Canadians here watching as well, so they use Celsius as well. All right. All right, let's see. What other questions do we have here? So I want to also find out from you, how do you guys like the new format for where I'm heading with the channel? I do a mini review, start off with a mini review, that way you guys can find out if you like the RV. And then I do, a few days later, I do the full review. And then after that, I release a 360 so that you guys can look around inside of it on your own. And then I do a live stream like this so I can answer all your questions. And at the end of it, I'm going to package all that up into one playlist for the RV. So Fleetwood will have all of these videos in it in the playlist, and later on, if you want to come back and you just want to watch the whole series, you can. So every RV moving forward will have its own playlist, and you'll be able to get everything you could possibly want just by watching that playlist. So that's the idea. Craig's asking, have you heard of any mechanical problems with the Dodge ProMaster chassis? No, I have not heard. I mean, I'm sure there are stories out there, but I have not heard. I mean, keep in mind, Craig and others, that these vehicles are primarily purchased by fleet operators. That's why you see them all over on the highway in the cities for all these companies that use them for delivery vans and repair service and all that stuff. They're bought by fleet operators, and fleet operators, they will not buy products that aren't going to be able to, have a long life to them and have a lower maintenance cost. So, you will hear stories, of course, on the Sprinter, on ProMaster, on the Ford Transit. You'll find them. They're online about people who have had problems with them. But my belief is fleet operators would not be purchasing them in the volume that they are if there were endemic problems with them, with their servicing and things like that. So, but if anyone here has stories that they want to share or experience, then please do so. Let's see. Yes, so Lynn saying that she finds that Ford chassis are sturdy and reliable, including repairs, if any. Yeah, it's a big point about these. Mercedes are costly when you take them in. I've been delaying taking mine in for its first major servicing because I know it's going to be probably $1,000 for its first major servicing, and I got to take it in though. But yeah, that won't be the case if you go and take your ProMaster or your Ford in for major servicing. Okay, let's see. So a big question. So Oren's asking, our big question is how to handle service issues on the road. You call your, usually, you'll have to call your, like in my case, I have a Pleasureway. I try to locate the closest Pleasureway dealer in the area wherever I'm at. If I'm in another state, try to locate the closest Pleasureway dealer and get it taken in. Normally, not always, normally dealers are pretty understanding. If you're from out of town and you have a problem, they try to fit you in. That's not always the case, but they understand that you're away from home. It's a different story if you kind of live in a certain area, like I do. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I purchased this rig here in Canada. And so it's a pain for me to schedule taking this rig into my local Pleasureway dealer because they are so impacted in their service department that they are servicing their customers first. And so, like, I needed to take this rig in to get some very minor repair work done on it. A few things, just little things I wanted done. And it took me 2 months to get in. That's just because they were so impacted at the dealer. Pleasureway, not all manufacturers are like this, but Pleasureway was good enough that they said, look, their policy is if you can't get into your local dealer, take it to any dealer that can work on RVs, and they will honor the warranty and pay for the work to be done, even though it's not a Pleasureway dealer. So that's nice. And I know that Airstream is working on a similar program as well, where they will allow you to, they're opening up their own dealerships and their own service centers. And so they will allow you to take it into any one of their dealers, and it'll get repaired in a timely manner. Let's see. Are there any advantages or disadvantages to buying in Canada? I bought in Canada. I bought this van in Canada. The advantage I had is I'm an American, and so I used U.S. funds to purchase in Canada. And so the US dollar was much higher than the Canadian dollar, so I got right off the bat, I got like a 20-25% discount off purchasing it in Canada simply because I use US dollars. Now keep in mind, it's not, the dealers in Canada are not supposed to sell to Americans, and so they'll ask for your ID and they'll ask for these things, and if they find out that you're, and they will find out because they have to register it at some point, they won't sell. They're not supposed to sell to you if you're an American driving across the border to try to purchase in Canada. Other than that, I'd have to research the RVIA equivalent in Canada, the Recreational Vehicle Industry Association that we have here in the States. They have one in Canada, and I don't know if they have a little bit different standards there in terms of just different level of standards. I'm not sure. I'd have to research that and find out. Oren says there could be a business model opportunity for service. Yeah. What's happened in the industry, what's happening right now is, and again, I learned this stuff from talking to the CEOs of these companies, is the sale of Class B RVs has greatly outpaced the dealers upgrading their service bay infrastructure. And so their service departments are just inundated with repairs for travel trailers and things like that. And so they can't service everyone in a timely manner. So, yeah, it's a real problem right now. If you go to any of these dealers and go to their service departments, you'll just see not only are all their bays filled, but you'll just see just RVs parked in a line outside waiting to try to get into service. So it is a real problem. Let's see. Bob saying, am I remembering that this one also has a lifting bed option? Well, you are right. Let's just take a look at that really fast. Yes, so they don't advertise this on their site, but they do have, whoops, what's going on here? There we go. This is on a Mercedes chassis, what you're seeing here, but they do have this available on the IROK as well. So there it is. It's very much like the Revel. And you can see the straps lift the bed straight up. And then you have this enormous garage down below. So what's nice is, like the Revel, if you want to carry a lot of gear back there, then you can put it back there, store it, and then at night you'd have to move it out, and then you can lower the bed again. So that is available on the CrossFit. It's not advertised on their site. I forget what the price of it is. I had it in there. I forget what the price is. It's in the review of how much that costs. Nell's asking, do only the Mercedes-based Class Bs offer safety options such as blind spot and lane keep assist or anything on ProMaster? No, ProMaster doesn't really have any safety features that come with the chassis. It's right now Mercedes has all those features, and in 2019 they're adding even more, like active lane keep assist, where it'll nudge you back in the lane, and active braking, that if it sees a collision oncoming, it'll hit the brakes for you. But ProMaster doesn't have anything, and I'm not aware of them coming up with anything. You can buy some aftermarket stuff, like Winnebago uses one. It's a camera that mounts on the dash, and then it helps you do lane keep assist and collision detection. So you can buy some aftermarket things. And like I said, Ford Transit has lane keep assist, I believe, and collision detection. And yes, Lin, it's a good point that Lin says, yes, not every Sprinter comes with those safety features. The coach manufacturer has to opt for them in order for you to get them, and then you'll end up paying for it because they'll just jack up the base price of the Sprinter model. But some coach manufacturers don't opt for those safety features on the Sprinter. All right. Someone was asking if the IROK is available in Canada. I don't believe they have any dealers, unfortunately, in Canada. Not that I'm aware of. Grateful Road says, your format is fantastic. All your work is really appreciated. Well, thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. I'm glad you guys watch my channel as well. I'm on a goal. I got to get up to 50,000 subscribers. So that's I'm hell-bent on doing that. That's why I'm releasing 4 videos now a week to try to get me up there as soon as I can. All right. Let's see. Are there any more questions you guys want to ask me before we wrap up? You can ask me any questions at all. You know, it doesn't even have to be about the IROK. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have at all. Oops, there we go. My internet connection here is a little spotty. I hope the quality is okay. That's what I'm hoping for all of you guys. All right. Just, I want to let people know that I haven't announced this yet, but I'm going to be rolling out a new service, a new buying advice service. I've been testing the waters right now with a few people successfully, where people who are in the market to buy actually use my services, consulting services, and then I help them with whatever it is. Sometimes they want me to research something. Sometimes they want me to look over a purchase sheet or a purchase contract, or they want me to review a warranty, or they just want me to help guide them as to what shortlisted RVs they should be looking at. So anyways, if that's something of interest to any of you, feel free to email me and I can give you more information. I'll put my email in the video description. It's just neil.balthaser@live.com, and I'm going to roll that out officially. I think it's going to be a lot of help to folks, so let me know if you guys are interested. No Left Turns asks, does anyone make security systems for RVs? You know, No Left Turns, they do. I would recommend that you get the little Arlo cameras by Netgear. I have those on my house, and they're wireless, and they last a long time. The cameras just last a long time. They can attach anywhere on the inside, and they have motion detection and everything, and they'll text you and email you as soon as they detect motion. You could theoretically also put them on the outside if you want. They're infrared, so at night you can see it in infrared. So that's something you might want to consider. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Oren. Your channel will grow. So well done. Thank you. Bob, it really wants to know who this four-season vendor is. Well, I gave you a hint. I'm going to be doing a review of one of their fans shortly. So, coming up. A-Rod is asking... A-Rod? I'm not sure if it's A-Rod. A-Rod 2981. Sorry, but I just got on what RV do you have? The RV that I'm in right now is a Pleasureway Ascent. I don't know, can I actually turn this? Oh, you guys are on a spinning table. There you go. You're getting a little tour of my Ascent. So this is the Shorty Sprinter, 19 feet in length, and I like it. You know, it's perfect for me. I got this huge window back here that you can see, and it's perfect for me. It's got everything that I need and nothing that I don't need. Anthony Brown says, my fans want to see an Airstream Intersect 19 review. There's one at the Sky River RV. I tell you what, I did a few Airstream Interstate reviews earlier, but they were technically not sanctioned, meaning I could have gotten the salesperson in trouble, because as a matter of policy, Airstream doesn't like when people like me come on into their private dealerships and review. They have their own people that do that, like Colonial Airstream and stuff like that. So that was a special case. I was very thankful for that salesperson letting me in, but it was very tense when I was in that showroom. The salesperson was standing guard outside the RV, giving me hand signals and stuff like, do that. So I'll see if I can get to my local Airstream dealer again and get into the 19. How about that? I'll write to my guy that works there and see if he'll let me come in, because I would love to do that for all of you guys. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm glad, Thomas Kelly, that after a year of watching my videos, that you're definitely going to get a B+ like the Leisure Travel Vans Unity Island Bed, which I did a review of. I love that model, the Island Bed. I think for a 23-foot or something like that, 24-foot Class B+ van, the fact that you have that island bed in the back, and it's a full-on separate bedroom with its own bathroom and dressing area, that's amazing to me. That's a beautiful, beautiful rig. I'm envious. I think that's great. Freedom Quest is asking, what... Oh, this thing scrolls by so fast here. What Class B has the highest headroom? I'm 6'3" tall, so I need something with interior headroom. Yeah, most Class Bs are barely going to accommodate you. About 6'3" is about the best you're going to do, and those are mainly in Sprinters, which have, it's 6'3", by the way, to the bottom of the rooftop air conditioning unit. So you get an extra inch or two when you're not below the air conditioning unit. And you have to make sure, you have to look out in some of these Class Bs. Some of them have step-ups in the back and step-ups in the front, and so obviously that takes away 3 to 4 inches. So they oftentimes measure from the lowest point there up to the bottom of the air conditioner, so just keep that in mind as well. You may want to consider stepping up into a B+, because in the B+, which is really a Class C, the entire shell from behind the cab, all of that's built out by the coach manufacturer, and so they tend to raise the roof a little bit, and you can get a few more inches of interior height, maybe up to 6'6" inside some buses. So you might want to think about that as well. Any suggestions? Kalanth 462 asks, any suggestions for a Class B that would sleep 3 adults? So yes, I do have a recommendation for you on a Class B that would sleep 3 adults. You're probably going to need to go with something like the Hymer Aktiv, because you can get, and the 2.0 edition, not the 1.0. The 2.0 is a little bit longer. So you got the rear bed that can sleep 2, and then there is a front bed that can convert the front lounge into a bed, and you could curl up in it in an adult. I don't know if you could fully stretch out for 6 feet, but you could sleep on it. Or the loft edition, Aktiv as well, because then, as long as it's not freezing cold outside, up the top you've got a really big loft bed up there, and you should be able to, sleep up there as an adult, no problem. So those are a couple that kind of pop off the top of my head. It's hard to find a third bed for an adult in these Class B vans, just because they're so small. So if you, and the Tofino as well, the new Pleasureway Tofino, which has the loft up at the top as well, you might want to consider that. All right. Canadian Trail, I'm watching you for quite a while, and we just purchased a Corrado Banff to first try out the Class B. We're just going to leave Canada for the US in a few days. Congratulations on and welcome to the RV lifestyle. I'm going to be reviewing a Corrado Axion here shortly. I didn't get around to the Banff, but I would like to get around to the Banff. So well done and welcome to the RV lifestyle. Still got any more questions coming in. All right, so where are we at? Oh, we're a little bit past our time. So, By No Left Turns, thank you so much. Enjoyed having you here, and thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. If you guys like this, I'm going to make this a regular part of my review series. So again, the way it's going to work is I'm going to do a mini review, then a full review, then a 360, and then a live chat just like this at the very end to cap it off, to answer all your questions. hopefully, every week. You guys let me know if that's going to be of value to you. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy interacting with you guys. And I hope you guys find this valuable too. So I will see you again soon in a live chat, probably in about a week. Look out. The next review coming up is the Simplicity SRT. That's the one that has the permanent bed in the back. And a huge number of you have been looking forward to me reviewing that. And I'm looking forward to it too. Hi, Ben. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining. And look for that to come out here in the next day or so. All right? All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you. Take care. Bye-bye. My name's Neil Balthaser, and I'm your host at Ultra Mobility, the channel all about Class B camper vans. If you're interested in Class B camper vans or are looking to buy, this is the channel for you. If you haven't done so already, I ask you to please consider subscribing. It's super easy. Just click the subscribe button, and it'll help me continue to make great videos.